Yeah, hi, my name is Viknesh Jain, and I'm managing director and CEO of a company called Euronics. We are into public bathroom automation and accessories.
Early on, I realized that, this thing is very boring. I don't want to do this for my life. But, again, like an ideal friend, I'm supposed to go there, help him. And then I was doing all this while I was studying. So I never missed school because of this. But in the evening, I never, kind of was allowed to, not allowed to, I didn't go and play with my friends because I was kind of helping my dad on weekends in the evening. So that's how journey started. And though I think I was of some help to him, but I didn't like it that much. So yeah, that's how things started.
And like, what led to Euronics? Like from
So
deciding
I was
you don't
I
want
the-
to
even
have
I
this
was
job?
doing the same stuff in college, and then in college that conviction kind of increased that I didn't want to work with him. And then I just found an excuse that I said, okay, I just want to run away from this entire thing. And then I told my dad that I want to do MBA. And then the MBA program, which I did, I was supposed to stay in the college. It was like an in-campus situation. So I was living there. I used to come back on weekend. That MB college was very near to my place, where I was living. And so that 1 year, I kind of took break from visiting him and then doing my stuff. And then, during that time, internet just started. I'm talking about 1999. And I was very intrigued by it. I used to spend a lot of hours on internet. We had a brand new computer lab in our, so I studied from Full School of Management. And, and so that thing kind of excited me. And then I used to help my friends in college to book hotels, to book air tickets, to book restaurant, etc. So this was kind of becoming my part-time hobby, and I was not paid for it. So when the MBA finished, I kind of went back to my dad and I told him that I can't join because all these years I was kind of experiencing it, and my conviction kept on growing that I just can't join him. And he was like, he was shocked. He tried to convince me. He tried to be mad at me, but I was kind of very clear that I didn't want to join him. So he said, okay, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know what I want to do, but I definitely know that I can't join you. So he kind of, one of his friends was making appliances, and then he encouraged me to kind of become a distributor for him, which I did for 2, 3 months, which I was not again liking or enjoying. And then I met a cousin of mine and his uncle. They just imported oil-filled radiators, those oil heaters that used to come, that they still come. They became suddenly popular, and his uncle couldn't kind of sell them. And so he requested me if I can kind of help him distribute them in Delhi. So I was again looking for work. I kind of agreed. And I think within 2 months, I kind of sold all of it and made a good amount of money.
You sold it to shopkeepers, like this
And
was.
so I used to visit all the shopkeepers and tell them about this new technology, this new product. And the margins were very high because we were the only brand and company who was kind of promoting it at that point of time. So I'm talking about 2000, year 2000. It's been 24 years since then. And so, yeah, that's how the journey started. And so again, this was a seasonal business. October to December, we could sell heaters, and then just 10 months, we had nothing to do. And then I went back to this uncle in April, and I was like, I was, what is the plan for next year? And he was like, man, I'm already 85 years old. I don't want to kind of do this again. I was already stuck, and I'm thankful that you kind of helped me get out of that stock situation. So that's about it. And then, I went to China and I spoke to this company. And at that point of time, they were the largest manufacturers of flow meters. And
This
this was
was like a
2000.
brand, a
So
branded company. Like you were
this was
selling under their
this was a
brand.
Chinese company called Midea. They were,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
it's Midea. They had joint venture with Bajaj to make fans, and many other companies like Usha and Crompton. They were making wall table pedestal fans for them. And they were making oil-filled radiators for us. And then that's how the journey started.
And
Uh,
with your brand or
no, that
whose
was
brand?
that was my idea. We were representing my
Okay,
idea
my
in
idea's
India.
brand. Okay, got it.
We did it for 2 seasons, and then we realized that
And this, when you went to China, like, did you have an appointment with them, or how did you figure out that you have to meet my
So,
idea?
so that's a good question. There was a friend of mine who met this guy, export manager of this guy, in an exhibition in Germany, and he took his card, and then he kind of shared that visiting card with me. He said, like, this is the guy. Probably you should talk to him. So I was already selling their heaters, like for one season, which I bought from this uncle, and uh, I kind of reached out to him over email because his English was barely understandable at that point of time.
Yeah.
So I wrote to him. I emailed to him, and she promptly replied, and then we kind of moved on from there. And then he said, "Why don't you come to China? I can show you my factory and the kind of product that we make." So yeah, that was my first travel to China.
And you're
Again,
a pure vegetarian. You don't
yeah,
even
it
have
was
eggs.
very hard for a vegetarian guy to barely survive in China. In those times, so I'm talking about 24 years back. It was, all the signs, road signs were in Chinese. All the people, none could understand English. So the things were really scary for me, at least, because I was very young, uh, uh, and food, of course, was one of the challenges. Language was another challenge. And trusting them was also a challenge because, at that point of time, trusting a Chinese company for your money, for the quality and for the technology was fairly difficult. So, but again, it was my conviction, and so I had to do it. So I did it. Yeah.
Okay. So for 2 years, you sold them idea heaters.
My idea heaters, but then I realized second year they kind of appointed one more distributor without telling us. So it was kind of a lie, breach of contract. And then I realized that, this thing is not working. So I kind of need to break this partnership. And that in 2002, I launched this brand, Euronics. So it was a very funny story. I was like, I told my dad that, I want to launch my brand. He said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I don't know what I want to do with this brand, but I just want to launch this brand, and then I will kind of figure out what to do, because uh, after this debacle of trusting a large company, a large brand, after this setback, it's hard for me to trust any brand not to do this to me again, right?" So I kind of registered this brand in 2002. And then I went to a company called DeLonghi. I went to a company called DeLonghi that was
Italian company.
Italian company. They are very famous for coffee machines and all of that. And we started representing DeLonghi to sell their room heaters in India, same also heater. And simultaneously, I tied up with a Chinese company to manufacture these also heaters in the name of Euronics. So now we were representing two brands. One was DeLonghi, which was an Italian company. And then I launched my own brand with the room heater. And then we were and we were also struggling with one brand, because when we used to go with, when we used to go with, when we used to represent a brand and go to places, say like Khan Market in Delhi, there were like multiple retailers selling those heaters. And all of them used to say that, we want to be exclusive for this brand. If you're selling this A brand, then you can't sell this brand to anyone else in the Khan market. So we were kind of struggling, and similar situation happened in various other markets in Delhi, where the one retailer was like, he wanted that brand to be only available with him and not with other brands. So I thought this is a good opportunity. I can represent two brands. One is my own brand, which is Euronics. One is DeLonghi. So I can now work with two retailers in the same vicinity. So that's how journey started. Again, after second season, 2002, 2003, DeLonghi did the same thing. They appointed multiple distributors without telling us. again prices crashed. So I was like, my conviction towards not working for another brand kind of grew more stronger. And I was like, okay, this is the last time I'm representing a brand. I can't be doing this. Uh, And that was it. We broke off that partnership. And in the meantime, 2 3 years of selling these heaters, I realized that it's a great business, but it's a very seasonal business. Just we get business for 3 or 4 months, and then around 9 or 10 months, we are just sitting idle, don't know what else to do. So, so we had a distributor in East Delhi. His name was Sharma Ji, and then we were discussing, what kind of products can we launch. And he was like, uh, we were brainstorming a lot of products, and then one of this product kind of or idea came on the table that there are a lot of public bathrooms being made, and the condition of public bathroom in India back then was like really shit. And so he was like, let's get some of these products which would enable bathroom automation. And one of the product which he just said that we must introduce hand dryers. I said, okay. By that time, I already traveled to China a couple of times, and I went, and that's how journey started. We got the container. So this was a German company which had set up a new plant in China, and we had a collaboration with them, and then they were very excited to come to India. But the condition was that they need to be contract manufacturer for us, and they need to kind of make things for us. Just one thing. Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how the journey started. We started importing.
What do you mean? They need to be contract manufacturers. You mean to say they didn't want to? They were okay with you putting Euronics brand.
What adamant that they need that you need to sell goods in their own brand. I was like, no way, this is not happening. I have my own brand, and I need to. You just need to manufacture goods for us. If you want to do this, very good. If you can't, then you can't. They kind of agreed to do that, and we got the first shipment. I still remember that was July, and July of 2024. And oh, sorry, July of 2004. That was July of 2004. And so I called up Sharma ji, and he didn't pick up the phone. His wife picked up the phone, and she started crying. And then I was like, what the hell is this? And then I spoke to his son. He's like, my father met with an accident day before yesterday, and he lost all his memory. So he can't recognize any of us. So first I thought that, they are scamming, and probably, so, I went to their home to see how he is. And then suddenly I realized that, there were bruises on his face, and he couldn't recognize me, and it was very hard for him to breathe and speak. So I was thankful that at least he survived that accident, because in those days it, there was not much like most of the people were running two-wheelers without helmets and stuff like that. So that was the situation, and I came back.
How big was this shipment of hand dryers?
The shipment was 120 feet container.
How many hand dryers is that?
That would be around 1,500.
Okay.
So, I came back, didn't know what else to do. 2 or 3 days, I was like, don't know what else to do. Then I realized that, Delhi is not the market, because Gurgaon was just very brand new, like 2 3 years. There was some IT company, DLF had made few buildings, Cyber City was still under construction. And then I realized, most of the IT companies, they are the buyers for these products. Most of them were based in cities like Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Pune. Because these cities were like, I still remember Infosys first Mysore campus, which was like amazing, and And when I spoke to somebody in Infosys, they're like, most of the people who were like when educated from IIT or IIMs, they were going to uh, Western countries like US or London or Europe. They didn't want to stay back in India. So this was one of the Infosys way of you kind of stopping or restricting brain drain. So so they were building great campuses, and I was at least overwhelmed when I saw their first campus. And so that's how journey started. I realized that Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Chennai are the right market. Uh, so I started looking for dealers or distributors. I used to get the yellow pages from the market. Used to circle who are the prospective dealers who could sell my products. I used to sell them I used to send them our brochure samples. And they were really excited by the design technology that I had brought at that point of time. I think at that point of time, we were much, much ahead of time. And, and the technology, the product, the quality, and the price that we offered was nothing what India had seen at that point of time. I'm talking about 2004, 5. So that was instant success. I was able to sell a lot of my stuff within few months. And then I realized this is a good business. I'm trying to solve a problem which India is facing at scale. And I realized that, India is soon becoming a tech superpower, like the service provider of the world. And this is just going to scale. Um, and we were like, we had first mover advantage. And, you know, we were like first go-to brand for all these products. And then we soon added more products like automatic faucets, automatic utensils, soap dispensers, and paper dispensers. Now we have close to 600 SKUs, but we started with few SKUs, kept on adding more. Soon we realized in 2005 and 6 that, these dealers and distributors were not able to represent the way that we want them to represent. They were
But
very
initially, you said that you found on Yellow Pages, you found whom? Dealers or offices to whom you were sending
no
your
dealers,
brochure?
dealers.
Okay.
Dealers.
Okay.
Yeah. But soon we realized that they are probably not able to represent us the way we want them to represent. And then I kind of deep dive into the entire situation. And they were like, sir, because we get limited credits from you, and that's why we just are able to sell your certain stuff. So in a bathroom, we are now representing 4 brands which are offering similar stuff, and you are one of them. But if you increase our credit limit, probably we can sell more of your stuff. But before that, I started learning Google Ads because, as I told you, I was very much interested in technology. Google was still a startup. I'm talking about 2002, 2003. And then I used to call them at night at like 12 o'clock at night, and they used to pick up the phone. And they used to kind of teach me how to run Google Ads. And probably we are amongst top 20, 30 Google customers in India. And all these ads were highly successful. Back then, the cost of running these ads was very less because we had no competition, at least in our category, were running those ads. And so we used to get good traffic, mostly from these IT companies in South, who were again very tech savvy, and they were not using Yellow Pages, but Google and Yahoo to find and search these kind of products, because these kind of products were not even available in retail market. They could just go out in a market and find these kind of products. So I was getting a lot of leads, and I was kind of transferring all these leads to my dealers. And then I realized that they're not able to represent. I'm not getting enough business from them. I'm doing so much of hard work stuff, blah blah blah. So that was the situation, and I kind of confronted with few of them. I clearly remembered I asked this lady, why can't you invest more in the business? She's like, whatever money I make. So I just bought a free-facing penthouse. I just bought a Mercedes. So all the money that I make by selling these products, that is going toward EMI in something, this piece of real estate that I bought, and the brand new car, and I'm just able, I'm just able to pay you off, if I'm left with something. So he was kind of teasing me with that situation. And then the checks which I used to get was 2,000 checks. So once I remember, I was supposed to take 1 lakh rupees from her, and then she gave me 50 checks of 2,000 each or something like that. And then, I was like, oh
And
man,
these are like post-dated checks.
These were like trigger points, it's my money, which I'm kind of begging from them. And then in those days, there was a fee form situation. It was very hard to get fee from all these people because they used to buy own fee form from us and they used to sell on credit or all on cash to their customers. So it was very
What is
hard
the
for us.
C-form thing?
So fee form
Not
thing,
familiar.
basically you do before GST, you used to do interstate billing for 2%. And then they are supposed to sell in their, they are supposed to deposit sales tax in their respective state, and then sales tax department would give them C form, which they would in turn give it to us. So it was a kind of a transaction to make sure that sales tax has been paid on that particular amount. So there was some shady business which was going on. They were not paying C form to us. We were depositing a lot of penalty to the central government in absence of the C form. So that's how these were small trigger points. And then my customer used to call me that, hey, we submitted a lead 4 days back, but no one has showed up. So then I used to call these people. They were like, I don't have time, I'm busy, all of that. So the consumer experience was not that good. And
And by this time, what was your revenue like? No revenue.
so revenue probably would be around 3-4 crores. Yeah,
Annual.
that was around less than 5 crores.
Okay.
So that's how things started. And then I said, this thing is not working. Let me again take a hard step. So at that point of time, there were around 10, 12 dealers in different cities. We kind of terminated all of them in the month of August or September. I still remember. This was year 2006 or 7. Then we started opening new offices. First one was in Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad. So we opened 3 offices in a matter of 6 months. We deployed our sales and service team, and we had huge success because by that time Google was firing. We were getting dozens of leads every day. We were kind of transferring on these people who were going. They were representing the full Euronics range to all these customers. Unlike previous,
You increased the range then.
we increased the range.
What all did you?
So as I said, we introduced a lot of hand dryers. There were various designs, automatic faucets, automatic urinals, washroom panels. So by that time, we already had close to 30, 40 SKUs. And it was, and the need, the order value per need suddenly increased because, as I told you, these dealers were representing 3-4 other brands. When our people were going, they were only representing Euronics. Order value increased, number of conversions increased, profits increased because our prices to the end consumer were more than what used to charge dealers or distributors. The payment cycle increased because we were getting paid faster from our customers. So everything increased. We were very happy, and we were getting a lot of leads from Google. But then we soon realized that everything was hunky dory. Then we soon realized that it was very hard for us to work on Excel because we were getting a lot of data, a lot of leads, and it was very hard to manage that. And then we realized we need to build our own tech to manage this entire operation heavy business because we got really inspired from companies like Eureka Hope and Ceasefire, who are like very big in a institutional B2B kind of a situation. So we were like, if Eureka Hopes can do it, if Ceasefire can do it, why can't we serve thousands and lakhs of Indian enterprises with our products without having any dealer or distributor? Because in those times, it was really scary to operate business which is related to construction industry without a dealer distributor. Even now, I think there have been very few companies in India who've been able to crack institutional B2B sales business, which is direct to the end consumer without involving any dealer or distributor. So uh,
Well,
at that time, it was
what is the value add of the dealer slash distributor? Why is it hard to build without them?
basically, it's a lot of hard work, first of all, to build a large sales team. And also that, mo- 50, more than 50% of this sale happens on credit, even now. So most enterprises don't want to take this risk of giving credit to enterprises because they're like, they don't want to take that risk. They don't want to uh, represent, they don't want to reach out to small enterprise or medium enterprise at scale. Even if they are doing enterprise sales, they will just meet Tata, Manis and Adanis of the world. They will not go to mid-level or lower-level enterprises to solve for this problem because one, they are not able to build a large institutional sales team. And also that uh, when they started, they appointed dealers and distributors. Now, if they want to go directly to the enterprise, there's a kind of a reward situation or anger situation from dealers and distributors. Like, yeah, if you are going directly to the enterprises and selling your stuff, then
Direct
what
people are types.
हाँ आप मेरे पेट पे लात मार रहे हो मेरा क्या फायदा है and then we will blacklist your brand and we will not sell some competitors brand. I think that in situation a lot of brands are stuck up in this situation. A very good friend of mine who's into building material space, he for the longest time he wants to go on Amazon and Flipkart and other marketplaces, and every time he attempts to do that, there's a reward situation from dealers that, if you do this, we'll stop selling you. So if you go directly to the end consumer, if you build your institutional sales, we'll stop selling your stuff. So a lot of people face this situation and they are not able to take this hard decision and they are being arm twisted by the channel sales, which was very rampant back then, which is also very rampant now. So it's like a catch-22 situation for most brands.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
So you wanted to do the Eureka Forbes model or the ceasefire model?
Yeah, that
build a team which can.
how we started working. So we were like, we can't do this on Excel because it's thousands and thousands of data we have to manage, and it's a very operational everything because we are doing all the work which dealer is supposed to do, which distributor is supposed to do. We are doing all that work ourselves. Even if somebody is asking for one piece, we are delivering. And so it became a very operational.
Like you would do installation, after sales, everything.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that is extremely complex, which is what I think Eureka Forbes also has cracked. I guess they would, you could in a way call them the original D2C company in a way.
Yes.
So you had to build up a sales force and a service force.
We had to build up a sales force. At that point of time, there was again a startup, which is a very large company now. It's called Salesforce. So we kind of started with that, but soon we realized it's very irritating to work on that because, I used to have a lot of ideas when they did not have any implementer. There was one guy who knew Salesforce. He used to come to my home and teach me. So I used to get a lot of ideas. I used to reach out to them. They would come back.
And what were you using Salesforce for? Like for maintaining
we were using for lead management.
Okay, CRM.
We were it was a CRM. It was a CRM. It's still a CRM. So for lead management, for creating opportunities, for sending quotations and all of that. So I used to have a lot of ideas which I used to note down, and then I used to call them. They said, okay, send me an email. We come back with a quotation. They would come back with a quotation in 2-3 weeks. By that time, more ideas had popped up. So it was not going anywhere. And then I was kind of irritated. And then I met a guy, he was one of the top 50 Yatra employees at that point of time. And then he was like, I can help you build it. This is like fairly easy. And I'm free on Saturdays and Sundays, so I can come and do the stuff. So we used to come on Saturdays, Sundays, we used to sit together, code. So I never knew coding. I still don't. So he used to code. And so he was able to build something in about 6 weeks. We could immediately start using. And then every Saturday he used to come. I was ready with 10 more ideas. He used to implement some of them. And then this thing kind of happened. And then after 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I still remember he's like, I can't do this as a full-time job. So your ideas require somebody who's a full-time resource. I can't be. So we have to hire one resource. So I still remember, we could hire our first coder for like 13,000 rupees. Wow. So I was like, wow, man, hard to find a driver at Dex. I just don't want to demean any job profile, but yeah, it was so cheap back then. Just an anecdote that kind of came to my mind. And we had one coder, two coder, three coder, and then I soon, like within next 2-3 years.
When you hired your first coder?
That was back, I think 2009 or 10.
And what was your annual revenue?
By that time, we had reached, say, around 9 crores or 10 crores, something.
Okay.
Yeah. So we started.
You were growing like 15-20% year on year of growth.
I would say, 20-25%.
Okay.
So then we started building our own ERP because we had a lot of issues with respect to payment collection. So it started as small modules. One was for payment collection, one was for reform collection, one was for warranty management. So we started building small ERP because we realized we have a tech team, we can do whatever we want. So we suddenly felt very empowered with respect to tech operations. So basically, we started this. We were very successful. We were enjoying all of this. And we started growing after 2012, 13. I still realized there was a kind of a plateau because the sales team which we initially deployed, they were getting very incumbent. They were kind of getting very lazy. We were also kind of sometimes out of ideas, what next. And also around 2009, 8 and 11, 12 were like little difficult years because of the global meltdown. All these tech operations, they stopped scaling because they were not getting enough business from the US. Yeah, you were asking something?
Okay. Yeah, this is what I was asking, that bathrooms have been getting better. Like the standard of what you expect in a public toilet, it goes up continuously, like when we were in school, the kind of toilets we had in school is unimaginable today. Like even a school toilet today has like a dryer and an automated faucet. So, I mean, the market should have just kept on growing. That's what I was wondering. Why
they were very conservative back then. I think there was, they wanted to save more. There was still a very conservative mindset.
Was there a competition factor also? Like
that time, no. No. That there were some European American companies. There were some European and American companies who were represented. They have some distributors in India, but their delivery time was like 3 months, and their technology, they were made for European and American market. That's what we cried actually. We built products for India because the Indian water and electricity situation was very bad back then. The water was very dirty, electricity was very sporadic. So we built products which were made for India. So I still remember back then there was a Domino's ad which used to come, 30 minutes mein nahi to pizza free. Then I used to tell my team, this is a company which can take orders on phone, which can kind of make a pizza, bake it and deliver it without Google Maps in 30 minutes. Why can't we at least dispatch all the orders in 30 minutes? So that was again we were one of the few companies in our space who were kind of promising this kind of stuff, that whatever order we get till 6 p.m. we'll dispatch the same. And still made me abide for that. There are very few companies in India who've been able to do that. So these are
Wow.
small things which we started doing, and we started to uh, get a lot of traction. Uh, again,
What was your revenue at 2013 during the plateau?
uh, I would say around 20, 25 crores, 20,
Okay.
20 crores.
It doubled in 3 years. Like 2009, you were about 10ish.
It was doubling, but it was, I would say, it was doubling, not doubled over a period of 4 years. Yeah. So again, 25% growth. But back,
Okay.
so earlier 25% growth used to seem very exciting, but then it kind of became a habit. And you like, "Thak kyun nahi raha ye hamara situation." Uh, so, uh,
Right.
so, the things were getting very irritating. Then we,
And one
then
more
of course,
question here. Sorry, before you go ahead. Till now, you are still getting it contract manufactured inside till 2013.
no, then in 2014, 15, we started contract manufacturing in India. By that
Okay.
time, around 25% of the product were made in India, but not in our factory. That was again through the other contract manufacturing.
Okay, got it. Yeah. So please
So
continue.
in 2014, 15, I was, as I said, I was again interested what's happening. There were people like companies like Uber, Amazon, which started to come in India. And I was really interested by the way they were operating. The, and one of the things which kind of hit me was the reviews mechanism back then. Whenever you do a Uber ride, you would take review. Whenever you order something on Amazon, you would take review. We started, then we were always a consumer obsessed company, but that obsession kind of grew more and more when we started taking review on every sales transaction, on every service transaction. And then we started to get a lot of insight what customers want, what customers don't want. So that shift from building an ERP was kind of shifting to building more apps for the customer, for our engineers. How could we deliver better product, faster, uh, uh, more affordable, better technology, direct interaction with the customer. So we started using technology to get us better insights for what customer want. And I think that kind of helped us to take us to the next leap. After 2016, 15, 16, I think that kind of propelled, and, new airports were being built, new IT companies. Gurgaon was suddenly becoming a sprawling city, and not only Gurgaon, Noida. And so I think I'm talking about 10 years back, when Modi government started, uh, was in power. It's been 10 years. I think suddenly the investor confidence increased, FDI increased, all the Fortune 500 companies started to come to India. Infrastructure was taken to the next level. So I think a lot of growth happened in the last 10 years that suddenly, I will not say suddenly, but gradually accelerated. And we also had more confidence that, the potential of India is really high. The brain drain stopped. A lot of people who had moved abroad started coming back. They built great enterprises. Unicorn culture was kind of, so now earlier only Fortune 500 companies were our customers, but now a lot of all the unicorns were our customers. And I think one of the biggest uh, change that we saw in our industry was COVID, because before COVID, a lot of these products were a luxury, but in COVID, suddenly people felt that this is necessary. I can't just touch anything in a public bathroom or a common bathroom. So they were scared to touch a hand dryer. They were scared to touch a soap dispenser or a tissue paper dispenser. So everything became touchless. And I think COVID was good and bad for us for at least 1.5 years. Good because there was a sudden need for all these automation. Bad because all these projects suddenly stopped. There was no construction happening for a year or so. So yeah, I think COVID kind of did for us what a kind of demonetization did for Paytm and other wallet companies. It suddenly change of shift. So
Pre-COVID, what was your
20,
revenue? Like 31st March 2020.
pre-COVID, we were like around 65, 70 crores.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, we were around 70 crores. And in 2020, if pre-COVID, we were like 70 crores. And 2021, we like suddenly jumped by around 40%. And then
Wow.
21, uh, Hrithik Roshan onboarded us, and we were so excited. We were looking
What
for a
do you
brand
mean
ambassador.
Hrithik onboarded you? Wasn't it? Shouldn't it be the other way around? Like you onboarded Hrithik first.
Yeah, so I kind of rephrased myself. So 2021, we were looking for a brand ambassador, and we were talking to a lot of agencies, and there were other choices. Of course, I can't name them, but we finally connected Hrithik Roshan, and he thankfully agreed to partner with us and endorse Euronics.
By then, you would have
And
crossed 100 crores.
yeah. By that time, we were like 110, 15, 20 crores. And that was one of the eureka moments. I think COVID wave had just stopped. People were not treating this as a luxury product. For them, it was a necessity. We launched a large digital campaign with Hrithik Roshan. I think that 21, 22, 23 was amazing years for us. Not only because of the campaign and association with Hrithik Roshan, but also, India was just going to the next direction. There were at least 30, 40, 50 airports which were undergoing through renovation, or there were brand new airports under Udan scheme which were launched. Vande Bharat trains were launched. So India was and still seeing crazy growth in infrastructure. Government buildings were made like never before. I still remember pre-COVID or probably 10 years back, the state of government buildings was really bad. If you go into any government office like a police station or a sales tax, DSC office or income tax office or a custom office, the situation was really, really, really bad. But now if you go there, you will be really amazed the kind of infrastructure that government is making. Like we did this new Parliament House, we did this new G20 Mandapam, and we did all the brand new airports that you see in Bangalore, Bombay, Delhi. It's amazing to see where India is going. It's amazing to see the current infrastructure, the quality of it, the scale of it, the speed of it is truly amazing. And we are really excited to be a part of this new India, new Bharat.
What was your turnover this financial year which closed?
So this
24.
financial year, we closed at around 200 crores.
And how do you expect you'll close this 25?
So this next financial year, we're expecting around 280 to 300 crores. I think every year 30 to 40% growth. That's what we're expecting, and I think we are pretty much excited that we'll be able to.
Okay. This must be a pretty large market, right? Like thousands of crores types, or maybe even tens of thousands of
Not really, because one.
First, how do you define the market? Do you define it as every office, or how do you define?
I define a market where so we have two kind of market. One is the public bathroom, one is the common bathroom. So public bathrooms are places like airport, shopping mall, hospitals where you can just go and use a bathroom. Common bathroom is something which is very common to office where nobody just outside the counter just walks in. Office is common bathroom. So the market is getting large. As I said before COVID, a lot of these products were not used. Now they are. So all the people who are going into renovation, they are using a lot of automation. People whose offices are old, of course, are old. They are kind of not so much renovating them. But still, most of the sale that we see kind of comes from large companies where there are more than 100 employees being employed. Small offices where there are like 10, 20, 30 employees, they are still not using a lot of automation for various reasons, including cost. But most of our customers are enterprises where there are more than 100, 200, at least people working. For example, Infosys, TCS, Accenture, they are one of our large customers, and uh, they are, for example, 300,000 people working in Infosys, around 500,000 people working in TCS. So these are our large customers. We have been focusing largely on these large enterprises. That's where we get volume. Now, a lot of small enterprises, small businesses kind of shifted to Amazon, where they go to Amazon or other marketplaces to buy small quantities, which we are also not able to entertain because it's hard for us at this point of time to entertain smallish customers. But of course, there are people who go to Amazon and buy our product, and there are other brands too. So yeah, so small market is slowly shifting to marketplaces, and large enterprises again, they don't go to marketplaces to buy product because of they want presentation, they want mock-ups, they want sampling, they want credit, they want GST invoices. So they mostly don't go to marketplaces to buy these products.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that essentially Euronics is where there is automation, where a company wants automation in the bathroom?
Yes, absolutely.
Like a plain vanilla toilet accessories or like the pots and the wash basins and all, that's not really you don't
No,
play in that
our
area.
core expertise is bathroom automation.
Okay.
Common and public bathroom automation.
Hmm.
That's what we focus on.
Okay, understood. So you're in the automation market. You spoke of building apps for your customers also. What did you mean by that? I was wondering about that.
So basically, we first we built apps for our engineers. So whatever uh, jobs we used to get, we used to kind of allocate them on this app. They could see how far the customer is. He could basically open this app and take reviews from the customer. How did he perform? Can take pictures of the product, and then that app was backwardly integrated to our ERP. So the idea was to improve consumer experience, to improve experience of our people because they were having a hard time to find the location. So they could just open the app, click, and then the app would take them to a map, Google Map or something else so that they could. It was easier for them to track. It was easier for them to take reviews. It was easier for them to take pictures and load in the library. So these apps were mostly used for internal use than external.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I was wondering, in terms of like some IoT and that kind of stuff, is it there yet in the bathroom automation
So
space?
IoT we prototyped in 2002 where we built IoT because most of these companies were struggling. For example, the airport, they have more than 2,000 dispensers. So it was very hard for them to deploy, and it was also very costly for them to deploy hundreds of people to check whether there is soap inside the dispenser, whether there is hand sanitizer liquid inside the dispenser, whether there is a tissue paper inside the dispenser. So it was very expensive and hard for them to check. And whenever a flight comes in, all the liquid is gone, and then someone walks in after them. He's not able to find soap or tissue paper or hand sanitizer. So to solve that purpose, we built a technology where we would upgrade these dispensers. We were successfully able to kind of build it, test it, but we were not able to scale it because what happened was that uh, all this technology required a SIM connection or a Wi-Fi, and it was impossible for these airports or these enterprises to get thousands and thousands of SIMs from telecom operators, and it was also very costly. And it was also they didn't want to give us the Wi-Fi network because uh, it was very secure network, and they didn't want to give it to us. So that kind of project failed. Now we are working on a different technology. We haven't launched it yet. I think we are successfully testing it another 2-3 months. It should be out where we will be able to give that service to our customers and some to people to enterprises who are not even our customers, that they will be able to get WhatsApp and email notification on which dispenser needs attention because there is no consumable inside them. Or so we are just uh, testing it. I think by Diwali we'll be able to launch.
How did you build this? This was not
So
built on like a sim. This is not sim based.
no, this is new technology. We are kind of secretive that I'm not able to unless we are able to roll it out. Of course, then we'll be able to give more details about this technology. But I've been told to keep it secret till we launch this technology.
Okay, 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 okay. Understood. And so this would directly integrate with WhatsApp. They don't need an app as such. Like
No. This can be directly integrated with the WhatsApp. You just get a notification
how do
that
you
hey,
do you have like a weight
dispenser number
sensor?
660. So we are working on various things. It it's a combination of weight. It's combination of how many times it has functioned
Okay.
when it was
Yeah.
full. So it is a
Yeah.
combination of at least 4 factors. It's not only one factor. That's why we've been texting very aggressively on.
Okay. Okay. In your revenue split, like how much comes from government business, how much comes from corporate?
I think
And
government is about 8% only right now.
that's it. And airports you
Yeah.
consider as government or
Yeah, airports are government.
okay,
Around 10% is government.
10% is government, 90% is still corporates. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
still correct.
Okay. Understood. It is kind of unusual for companies which are purely selling products to large corporates to use like a Bollywood ambassador. What made you choose Ritik, and did it? And was it a worthwhile investment? Are you still investing in that?
Yeah, definitely. We started with a 1 year contract. Now we thereafter renewed it to 2 more years. So this year we'll complete 3 years of association with Ritik Roshan. I think it was a great experience.
And you plan to
Uh,
renew further?
Yeah,
Still deciding.
definitely.
Okay.
No. I think it's a long term commitment. It's not like a short term thing. And I think he is always on top of our mind because he is one who stands for health and fitness. And hygiene is, of course, a subset of health and fitness. So we couldn't think of any other name apart from the Hrithik Roshan. And he's so popular amongst people from the age of 15 to probably 55 because he's been in industry for more than 20 years. So I think we couldn't think of
when
any.
you're essentially influencing procurement manager in a company, right? They would evaluate you basis technical spec, would be some sort of RFP process.
So of course that's always there. That's never going to change, and it should be like that also. If you are asking this question with respect to what's the use of brand ambassador in all this exercise, if that is the question.
Yes.
Then brand ambassador never influences a person to tint towards the brand. It never so happens. It just gives them a confidence to call you on the table, to just give you a presentation. Of course, at the end of the day, it's all about product, price, and performance. But they just create a window for you to enter inside a door. They never help you get any kind of business.
Okay. Understood. They basically build awareness that
Awareness. Okay, hey, we are there. Yeah.
Okay. Understood. Okay. And do you still rely on Google Ads for leads, or how does your sales happen
I
now?
think 70-80% is still Google Ads, but of course, LinkedIn Ads came later. Little bit of Instagram, but Instagram, our audience is certainly not very active or very.
Yes.
Instagram is more for fashion, food, luxury, and all of that. But mostly 75% is Google Ads and 15% is uh, LinkedIn, and we are doing a lot of WhatsApp marketing. So that's
How do you
what
do?
we are doing since last. So of course, WhatsApp and Meta, of course, the same company, and then you use WhatsApp to create marketing automation, to upsell, cross-sell to your current customers, to create
Okay.
awareness. So WhatsApp for business, and then there are a lot of startups who help you automate your marketing on WhatsApp. So I think that's been very successful since last at least 3 years.
So that would be when you already have a lead, then you can show them new products and things like.
So we already have a lead. In last 20 years, we have a database of more than 500,000 customers.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so that that's like a thing we can use for upselling.
Hmm. And so this 250 crore of sales, how much of that sales is because of digital marketing, the money that you spend? How much of this
I
is
think
through, like, say,
I think
cold calling?
we don't do ATL. We just do BTL, which is digital. So all of it is digital.
No, but
Of course,
maybe your team would be doing cold calling and things like that. Or
we don't do cold
or-
calling now,
okay.
thankfully, and it's very hard to do cold calling also. So I would say 50% of the business still comes from digital lead, and 50% of business comes from old relations, new connections, face-to-face meetings, and all of that.
Okay. And what is your headcount?
540 people.
Okay. So what is the split of this? How many in sales? How many in tech? How many in service?
Sales, we have around 190 people.
Okay.
Now we have around 200 people in manufacturing.
Oh, you do in-house
and-
manufacturing?
No, yeah. Since 2018, 2017 actually, we started in-house manufacturing. Now, whatever we sell, around 65% is made by us, proudly made by us in India.
Okay.
And so 200 are in manufacturing, around 200 are in sales, 190 are in sales, and then around 150 they are in various operations like product development, design,
Hmm.
accounts, finance. Yeah, all of
And
that.
where is your plant?
So we have 3 plants, one in Gurgaon, one in Greater Noida, one in Manesar.
Okay. So, what's your roadmap? Like, say, 5 years down the line, what do you think? What stage will you be at?
I think now, of course, India is a big opportunity. America, Europe, and Middle East, especially Middle East, is a big opportunity for us. Now, our objective is to scale up our manufacturing. We just acquired 150,000 square feet thick unit a few months back. Now, the idea is to probably 5x our scale of manufacturing and start so replicate whatever we did in India, in Middle East and Europe and the US, because it's what we make. It's very hard for them to make because it's a very labor intensive situation. And till now they've been dependent on China, but now after COVID, it's like they don't want to go to China for the entire week. They are looking for an option which is affordable, high quality product outside China, and India is a great opportunity. If somebody can produce better quality, affordable products, then India is a great, it's a great place to be in India. So that's what they're looking at. It's just about creating an infrastructure which could support their ask.
Okay. Would you like do contract manufacturing for American brands, or would you want to go out to the US, build your own
We are
sales team,
open.
establish
We
your
are
brand?
open to both. We will be happy to launch our own brand. We'll be happy to do contract manufacturing. So it's not that we are very closed on one situation. We are open towards both.
Okay. And by when do you want to start exporting?
I think by this year, by Diwali.
Okay. For
I
that, you
think
need some sort of
by next month we'll finalize our first office in Middle East, and yeah, so by the Diwali, we already
And
exporting, but very less quantity, very half-hearted effort. So now it's going to be a full-fledged effort.
okay. What do you see your role as in the company?
So my role has continued to be mostly in the strategy part, mostly strategy, product development, uh, talent acquisition, tech. That this is what excites me, and digital marketing, of course. This is what I am not a sales guy that much, but yeah,
You're more focused on creating a good customer experience, and building
yeah,
awareness, and
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
yes, okay. Okay. So let me end with this. What's your advice to young founders, and especially, I've had a lot of guests who raised funding and scaled up, but you're one of the few people I've had who has raised zero funding, right? You've not raised any external funding.
Yeah, we are bootstrapped. Yeah.
So you own 100%, or you have like a co-founder or a partner or someone?
No, so me and my brother own 100%.
Okay. Okay. Amazing.
Yeah.
So what's your advice to founders in terms of the bootstrap
So,
approach?
so my advice to founders is do something which you are able to. So create an enterprise where you are able to build your moat, right? It's very important not to be me too business. If you are in a me too business, and if you think that I can create a large enterprise in a me too enterprise just by raising funds and probably burning some of it, I think it it's very hard to create a long term profitable successful enterprise uh, uh, with this kind of money. I think it's very important to find your niche, your product, your expertise, your technology that you're able to build. Which it's uh, uh, it's very hard for others to kind of replicate. And what I have understood that it's easier for at least me to create my niche, my category, which is not a very large landscape, right? If it's a 10,000 crore opportunities, of course, or a 20,000 crore opportunities, there are uh, either Adani's, Ambani's of the world who will be kind of chasing that opportunity, or will be chasing that opportunity. No, if not now, maybe after 3 months or 6 months or a year or 2 years. So, my advice is to look for small sectors, small niche, which which are very profitable, where you can add a lot of value, where you can add technology. And whenever large company like Amazon or Indian enterprises, they will never look at these categories and want to enter them. And then you're like, Gunda in that category. So
Yeah.
so so yeah.
How profitable are you? This 250 crore top line you did. What is
It's hard for me to say on this
like
platform, but we are a very beta focused company.
like 10%, 20%, more than that?
No, I think it's much more than that. One of the big reasons is that because we enjoy all the margin that other company give, they normally give it to distributors, dealers, transportation, and all of that. We enjoy all of that and kind of add back to our EBITDA because
Wow. So
we are we are a direct institutional sales company.
okay. And where do you invest that money? I mean, there's only so much you need for life, right? So where
So,
does
so basically, we invest most of it, 50%, more than 60-70% goes back to the enterprise. As we said, we just acquired a large one. So once this plant is ready, this is going to be world's largest washroom automation plant, and
oh
that
wow.
will be as soon as end of next year.
Okay.
So I think more than 70% go back to the business, and then of course rest 30% in other financial instruments like
Essentially
mutual fund.
you continuously do like building capabilities. Like first it was tech,
Yes,
now
building
capability.
Yes. Building capabilities, investing in research and technology and design, building large teams, which is difficult to replicate, invest in their training, development, opening new offices, marketing, all of that.
Amazing. Thank you so much for Viknesh. It was a real pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you, Akshay. Thank you so much.